If you're scared about birth, I want you to know you're not alone. Truly, so many women, no matter their background or where they are in their journey, carry fear with them as they approach birth. And while fear is incredibly common, that doesn't mean it has to be your story. It doesn't mean it has to be the final say. No matter where you are in your pregnancy, weeks from birth, or maybe you're even still trying to conceive, it's never too late to release the fears that might be gripping at you. Because let's be honest, you have the power to rewrite the story. You can reclaim your confidence and authority and prepare for a birth that feels happier, healthier, and maybe more connected. And friend, it is possible. As a holistic doula and a women's health coach, I see this often. When women commit to understanding birth and reclaiming trust in their bodies, something shifts, something changes. The fear starts to dissolve. The power begins to return. And that's exactly what we're going to explore together today. And that is how to clear your fears around birth in easy steps. Love and blessings, beautiful people. My name is Elizabeth Vanderbilt. I'm a holistic doula and a women's health coach, currently residing in the prairies of Canada. That is Saskatchewan, of course. Please dive in by watching my video, knowing full well that I am not a medical professional and only here to educate you so that you can get the power of knowledge on your side. Let's begin by naming this. It's fear, and fear impacts your body. It's not just in your mind, and it has a very real effect on your psychology. Studies show that fear around childbirth can increase the risk of interventions like epidurals, vacuum or forceps delivery, and even C-sections. When we're afraid, our body holds tension, and tension can interfere with the natural rhythm of birth. But here's the good news. The more you know, the less you fear. When you replace the unknown with understanding, when you build trust in your body and in the birth process, you're able to soften into the experience instead of brace against it. So let's get into the 6 steps that will help you begin the shift. The first steps are being aware of them and writing them down. Before we can clear fear, we have to see it clearly. Some fears, unfortunately, come from stories that we've heard. Others are rooted in past trauma or the vast unknowns of labor. Whatever they are, I want you to acknowledge them because there's no shame here. You're human, I'm human, and the simple act of awareness is a very powerful thing, and it opens the door to healing. I often tell my clients, your fear is just a messenger. It's pointing you to something that needs care, not condemnation or eradicating it. So hold space for yourself lovingly. Grab your journal or a worksheet or whatever you like to use and begin writing out the fears about birth that you have and get them out of your head and onto the page. Now, I want you to know that this process can sometimes feel emotional, and that's okay because it's meant to be tender. You're going to be writing down things that maybe happened to you, things you witnessed through your life. And when you name your fears, you are going to start disarming them. Because what was once lurking in the shadows, so to speak, is now in the light, where it could possibly grow roots. And honestly, it's a beautiful first step to creating the kind of birth experience that you want, and one that does not drain you. Now, my favorite part is all about educating yourself and dreaming of the birth that you want. Now that you've named your fears, I want you to get curious about them. Maybe because education is one of the most effective antidotes to fear. And I say this with very full confidence because time and time again, I've seen how women step into birth with a greater sense of ease, a sense of joy, and fewer complications simply because they knew what to expect and what their options were. So I'm just going off the top of my head here, but let's say you wrote down a fear that maybe you were scared about contractions and how they would feel. So for that example, I want you to think about, what do you currently believe about them? Are they going to be considered overwhelming to you? Maybe they're unmanageable. Maybe the pain is going to drive you insane. But I want you to ask yourself, what do I want to know about this? Maybe you want to learn how to work with contractions instead of against them. Or maybe you want to discover how your body can produce oxytocin, which is considered the love hormone, and endorphins, your body's natural pain relievers, to help carry you through this labor, to help bring you to a sense of calm throughout it all. But once you begin learning, you're going to come back and write down what you've discovered. Your mindset may just shift when you say, oh, I am scared of contractions because, etc., etc. Whereas if you'd say, okay, I learned contractions can hurt more if I have a fear, tension, pain cycle, etc. Because knowledge truly is power, and you have a right to have it. So, for that sake, birth planning is more than a checklist. It's more than a rigid form of needing to follow. It's an empowerment list, because when we plan a vacation or we map out the places we want to go, what to pack, where we'll stay, what to avoid, you need to do the same for birth. Although plans may change because everything is unpredictable, so will vacation plans change. So I want you to start dreaming. What do you want your birth to feel like? Who do you want in the room? What kind of lighting? What kind of sounds? Or maybe you need affirmations to help you feel calm and grounded. Maybe it's a favorite playlist of music, because it's for you to decide. And then I want you to think about the things if it don't exactly go as you envision. What's your plan B, so to speak? I want you to know your options for induction or monitoring, or what about cesarean? Gives you a peace of mind if you learn these things. And making decisions ahead of time with clarity instead of fear and stress in the moment. By that mention, I do offer a birth game plan session for this exact reason, to help you map out what nourishes what you're nervous about system, what you're exploring the what ifs from a place of love and not panic. So if you want that, please do look below in the description. The link will be there, and it's honestly very beneficial in my opinion. But overall, I want you to find what lights you up and what's going to help you get through this birth in the best way possible. Lastly, but not leastly, gather yourself a team. Your birth team is going to be your circle. You're going to want to choose people and tools that can affirm you and help you feel seen, maybe safe and supported. But I want you to know that you also want to find I want you to find someone like a midwife or an OB, or if you're unassisted, a birth keeper, a doula, a partner who's been educated alongside you, maybe a birth playlist, or comfort tools like birth balls or lavender oil. These are all things that you want to know about, because you don't want to underestimate the power of your environment, because it makes a world of difference. That's why we nest. We're just like animals. We're building our nest. And just so you know, this team doesn't need to be large. It needs to be intentional. I always say you need your own bodyguard. You need to feel like the president with 12 people protecting you, or however many that is, to wrap their arms around you and protect you through this time and keep you safe. Clearing fear is not a one-done moment. I'm sorry, but it isn't. And it really is a journey, because the more you learn and the more you lean into these 6 steps throughout your pregnancy, the more you're going to be able to acknowledge, you're going to be able to understand, and even release those fears that try to cloud you throughout this journey into your birth space. Because honestly, you are worthy of a birth experience that feels empowering and not frightening. And I believe with my whole heart that you can have that. So, whether you're just beginning to explore your birth options or you're ready to dive deeper, I encourage you to continue learning, watching videos like these, looking into resources in your community, because one beautiful next step is to have the birth you desire. Because education changes everything, and it prepares you for the expected and the unexpected, so nothing feels overwhelming. Thank you so much for watching another video. I'm so excited that you were able to join me, and if you do like this, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and comment below, because I want to hear from you. Peace.